Morning and a good evening for you there.
Good morning.
Yesterday, in fact, we had if you remember, recollect, we had a nice session regarding the mudras and the mantras for each chakra, which was very important in the practice session which we do, and for you to practice every day to achieve the benefits. So today, we begin again with an unwinding of your chakras with a warm-up of the mudras and the mantras. I think yesterday, after we finished the session, since it was night for you, it would have been difficult for you to have a warm-up again yesterday. So we begin today with that and get unwinded with the chakras a little more. Unwinding is very much required because see, already all the chakras practically we know are operating in each one of us every day because the endocrine glands and the nerves function. But only thing is we are making it more equilibrated. The unwinding results in equilibration of the system, equilibration to give you the right output of aura and colors, right output of aura in the sense right metabolism of your entire human body and the energy zones, right? So we begin with a very good warm-up again of the rewinding of your chakras. So we start from the first chakra yesterday, which we mentioned and which we see in this slide here. Shall we begin? Shall we begin with the mantras and the mudras?
Yes.
Right? So we go with the root chakra first, which is the base chakra, Mooladhara chakra, and we have Ganpati again as the lord of that chakra, which we mentioned yesterday. So we do the mudra again today with the same repetition of the mantras to start the unwinding of our chakras. So let us begin with the root chakra. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Odd number of times. Let us keep it as 5 times or 9 times. Right? So let us begin. I hope everyone remembers the mudras yesterday. Have you got it in your books?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you show it again if you don't mind, please?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. You are able to see that? You are able to see that?
Yes.
Mooladhara chakra. I hope everyone is able to see in the screen.
Yes, we can see.
So we begin that Mooladhara chakra now with the repetition of the mantra for 5 or 9 times. Let us start. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Once you are done, please let me know. We go to the next chakra.
We're done.
Yes. Now we go to the next chakra. That is the sacral or Swadhisthana chakra, the creative energy, and the deity there being Brahma, as you recollect. And we have the mantra Om Paramahamsaya Namaha 3 times, repeated with the mudra. I hope you recollect the mudra again. Can anyone show me the mudra just for, just to know the practical session of what you have recollected or you have in your mind? I wanted to know this just for my curiosity. Anyone showing the mudra?
The other way around. The left on the top and right on the bottom, right?
Yes. So repeat that with the mudra 3 times. We do that now. Om Paramahamsaya Namaha. Om Paramahamsaya Namaha. Om Paramahamsaya Namaha. It's done?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now we come to the next chakra, the Manipura, that is the solar plexus chakra, the stomach area, where we have the Ananta Paryanta Murti, Shayana Murti, Mahavishnu as the deity. And we have the mantra Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha, repeated for 8 times with the mudra. Can anyone else show the mudra? Not the same person, any other person, so that we get to know everyone has recollected that. Can anyone show the mudra? And then we begin that. Yes. I think I am not able to see it in the screen here.
It is this.
Yes, yes, yes. You are exactly right. That means everyone is in the right jot. So we started with 8 times repetition of Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha. Yes, let us start. Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha. Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha.
Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha.
Namaha. Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha.
Om Klim
Narayanaya Namaha. Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha. Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha. Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha.
Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha.
Om Klim Narayanaya Namaha.
Yes. Is it done?
Yeah, we can move on, Mama.
Yes.
So next chakra, we go to the heart chakra, that is the Anahatabja chakra, where we have the deities Dakshinamurti and Hayagriva Murti. And here the mantra for Dakshinamurti goes as Vidya Medo Yesha Prajnam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Or else we have Om Jnananandaya Namaha. In Hindi, of course, they say it as Jnanananda. Either way you can pronounce, it is Jnananandaya Namaha. And here we have 12 times repetition of either of the mantras. And the mudra, anyone else showing me the mudra? Yes, Sandhya ji? If you can, if you don't mind, can you show me the mudra?
மாட்டி விட்டாலே எப்படி என்ன
என்னம்மா?
மாட்டி விட்டாலே அப்படின்னு
ஐயோ இல்ல இல்ல சாரி, நான் அந்த மாதிரி இன்டென்ட் பண்ணல. நம்ம எல்லாரும் படிக்கணும் இல்லையா? நான் மாத்திரம் கிருபானந்த வாரியார் மாதிரி சொல்லி பிரயோஜனம் இல்லையா? That's why I wanted everyone to do that.
Is it something? I don't know. I think the chest is. Oh.
அதான் எப்படி இந்த பாருங்க, எப்படி ஹார்ட்ல. அதுதான் சிம்பிள். ஹார்ட்ல அந்த செஸ்டோட நடுவுல அதுதான். அது வந்து நம்ம we now do that 12 times either of the mantra. I think ஞானானந்தாய நமஹ சொன்னோம்னா நம்ம செஷன்ல கொஞ்சம் கூட ஃபாஸ்டரா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். to go to the next. So அது 12 times சொல்லுங்க. ஓம் ஞானானந்தாய நமஹ.
Om Jnananandaya Namaha. Om
ஞானானந்தாய நமஹ. ஓம் ஞானானந்தாய நமஹ. ஓம் ஞானானந்தாய நமஹ.
Om Jnananandaya Namaha. 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 Om Jnananandaya Namaha.
Is it done?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now we move to the next chakra, that is the most important, the Vishuddhi chakra, the throat chakra, which is important for the communication of everyone. And Sapara Saraswati. Saraswati Devi is the deity there. And we have 6 times repetition of the mantra, Om Para Saraswati Namaha. Can anyone show me the mudra? Anyone else? The throat chakra. I give you a clue here, the thumb. Yes, that is right. I'm so happy everyone is into it. That is the way. So now we repeat that with that mudra 6 times. Om Parasaraswatyai Namaha. Om Parasaraswatyai Namaha. Om Parasaraswatyai Namaha. Om Parasaraswatyai Namaha. Yes. Now
Yes.
we move on to the next chakra if everyone is done. That is the third eye, which is the Ajna chakra, which is the pineal gland. And we here have the deity Subramanya. And Subramanya, always we call him as Shatakshara, that is 6-lettered mantra, Om Sharavana Bhavaya Namah. So here we say Om Subramanyooham as the mantra, which is the Mula mantra. And we repeat it for 6 times. And anyone showing me the mudra here, the third eye mudra? Which is the finger you use? The small finger, right? Yes. Yes. Now we repeat that with that mudra for 6 times. Om Subramanyooham. Om Subramanyooham. Om Subramanyooham. Om Subramanyooham. Om Subramanyooham. Yes. Now we move to the biggest chakra, that is the Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra in our head, in the forehead, and which has the deity Ashtadasha Bhuja Durga, and 18 times repetition of the Mula mantra, Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. It is not Tum, it is Da, first Da, 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 Dum, Dum. It is not Dum also, it is Dum. So the Akshara should be very, because yesterday everyone was asking me regarding the sounds, it has to be correct. Otherwise it becomes like Kumbhakarna, who asked something else and it ended up with Nidra. So we do it rightly. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Can anyone show me the mudra? The Sahasraram? Yes, it's a lotus. It's a lotus. Sahasra lotus. Sahasrara Ambujaruda Sudha Sagara Abhivarshita, which is mentioned in Lalita Sahasranam. This is the crown chakra. Now we repeat it 18 times. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. 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 Right? Everyone has done. So now I would like that slide to be again shown for a particular cause where we have to note down certain points. The first slide, which was shown, the chakras, if it could be shown again, I would request Radhika ji to show it again so that we.
Sure, sir. Sure, Shokma sir. Give me one.
Because there were certain points to be added to that.
Sure, it's
which
the
will be
first slide
interesting
that
with the
we
methodology.
projected yesterday, right?
Okay. Now coming back to this chakras, in the meanwhile, where we have the Mooladhara chakra. Mooladhara chakra is, now we come to the scientific enhancement. How to enhance these chakras, how to enhance them, because we are going today and tomorrow to the practical methodologies which I had told you yesterday. So now a beginning of that we do. Everyone please note these points very clearly. Of course you'll get the recording, but still we have to note down, okay, for one's own information. The Moola, yes.
We did some Om Shastre Namaha, right? Are we not doing that?
I am really thankful to Preeti ji. In fact, we missed out a point here. Really thanks to you, Preeti ji. Again, I come back here. You have said it right. We missed out the Brahmarandha chakra, which you have mentioned now, and that is very important. Above this 7 chakras, which we mentioned yesterday, I had mentioned regarding the Brahmarandha point. Yes, that is the mudra. And please note, yesterday we forgot to say the mantra for that. I think it is Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Parabrahmane Namaha. The Brahmarandha chakra, the mudras, I think everyone is there. Please include that. It is known as Om Parabrahmane Namaha. That is the mantra there. Why Parabrahmane? Because that is the ultimate point yesterday, as I had mentioned, which gives the Kapala Moksha for all the highest saints, where the soul moves out through that portion. It moves out through different portions of the body. The soul moving through the Kapala is supposed to be the highest form of enlightenment of a soul, and that is where Brahmarandra, and that is where we invite all the universal energies. When we talk about, you would have heard about Reiki, pranic healing, and different types of healings where we use, they call universal energies. What is universal energy? Universe is the thing which is beyond us, in the sense when we are inside the universe, but we have all our surround. The surround is full of the universe, and that energies keep on hitting our body. That energies keep on entering our body. How it enters? It enters through our sensory organs, and it enters mainly through the Kapala, that is the Brahmarandra chakra, and that is why that is also a hidden reason why people say don't touch here much. Children kella inga todadengo, పిల్లలకి ఇక్కడ తొడ మీరు అది అక్కడ టచ్ చేయొద్దు, చేస్తే అది it will get damaged అని చెప్తారు. But with this mudra, we invite the energies to pour in further in the right way, where Parabrahma is the Almighty, that is the universe. You call it either the universe or you call it the Almighty, depending on what is your concept. So Parabrahmane Namaha. So let us do that mudra, and that mudra is to be done exactly 5 times. So I would like everyone to add this and do that. Thanks to Preeti ji for reminding me this. Om Parabrahmane Namaha.
Om Parabrahmane Namaha.
5 times.
Om Parabrahmane Namaha.
Yes, it is done.
Sure. Shukmar
So
sir,
this
it's
is
good
one
to-
point which has to be added in the notes, and which is very important. And thanks to Preeti ji once again. And now we are moving on to the chakras once again. The crown chakra. The crown chakra, we start from the top according to this slide, and we go to the Muladhara from there. So the crown chakra.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Is it Parabrahma is Brahma is for a different chakra, right? And why we call
Brahma
it?
is different. Here, Parabrahmane. Brahma is different from Parabrahmane. Parabrahmane is the Almighty in all, the entire energies combined together. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha separate is Trimurti. And
Yeah.
Parabrahma is God in all total. That is, you don't have a form. It's an energy full of Urjas and Tejas, the energy, the universal energy for Adha Namondu Aham Brahmasmi Tvamasti Nasti. Nandam Brahma. Adha Advaitam. Nanum Deivum Onnu Vere Vityasam Illene Nama Atma Chollikaradu. Mana Atma Alaga Anukuntundi Ani Peddavalandaru Cheptaru. Ante the Almighty and you, the energy is one and the same, because Almighty resides in you, and we have to get that feel, and we have to experience that. That is why we invoke the universal energies through our Kapala, which is the Brahmarandra chakra, which is the highest form of energy for all the enlightened soul when they rise from Kundalini to Sahasrara ultimately.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Now I was mentioning about the chakras and how to enhance them in the practical methodology for our everyday life, which is the today's session, mainly today's and tomorrow's, as we had mentioned. So we begin with the enhancement in a simple way, just like we unwinded with the mudras and things, which is the first method. The second method is food habits. So here, certain foods, certain fruits are very important to enhance the right flow of chakras. In right flow of chakras, meaning the Sukshma chakras are corrected by these fruits. The Sukshma chakras, that is the endocrine glands, are corrected with these fruits. In turn, this has an effect on the, because as I had mentioned yesterday, in a scientific way, in a medical way, the Sukshma chakra, when Preeti ji only asked me yesterday, I remember, what is Sukshma chakra? That is endocrine gland secreting the hormones for each chakra of the Parakosha, which I had mentioned. And that hormones flow through your nerves and blood stream and everything to give you the metabolism. So here, each chakra has a fruit. The Sahasrara chakra has pomegranate as its fruit. So eating of pomegranate enhances the energy and right flow of your Sahasrara. Eating of pomegranate. So please note this. These are fruits which are easily available nowadays, thanks to the market and everyone. And I think we can utilize this beautiful opportunity to have those fruits every day, develop a practice. That's why even in the medical way, they say, develop a practice of having fruits which will clear your metabolism, right? It was an indirect way of putting it. That was actually chakra healing. Now coming to the next chakra, which is, can you say which is the next chakra? From the crown chakra down in the order?
Agya.
Agnya chakra.
Yes, that's right. Agnya chakra. The Agnya chakra is the third eye, and for activating and enhancing it further, we always require citrus energy. And that is where we have oranges, tangerines, and all these citrus fruits. Any citrus fruit. Kindly note this. Have you noted? Then we move on to the next chakra. Can anyone say what is the next chakra down in the order?
Vishuddhi chakra.
Vishuddhi chakra, the throat, the communication, which is very important, and where we have the most important glands, where many ladies unfortunately have that problem of thyroid problem, hypothyroidism, and all those things, the thyroid and parathyroid. So for that, what is the fruit? There, the fruit, the chakra is also costly. I am sorry, the chakra is also costly. The fruit is also costly in India and less available in India. It is kiwi fruit, which is very easily available in your place. But I am sure there also it's a little costly. Kiwi fruit is little costlier, but that is a very important thing to regulate your thyroid problem. And that is why thyroid people, they can have kiwi fruit once in a week, which will actually reduce the usage of medicines over a period and make you regulated with thyroid problem getting corrected. Anyway, this is the medical part of it. So kiwi is the fruit in your Vishuddhi chakra. And coming down, which is the next chakra? Anyone can tell me?
Anahata.
Huh?
Anahata.
Anahata. Anahata, the heart chakra, which is also very important because all your emotions, all your desires are there in your heart. And Anahata chakra is the heart. And can anyone just guess which is the shape of a heart in a fruit, which is easily available in your place, in especially UK and your place? UK and America has more of that fruit. India, it is less, and it is only available. I'm giving you a clue. It is only available on the top of a cake, which is kept as an artificial fruit, not the original one.
Berry, strawberry.
Strawberries.
Cherry.
Oh,
Heart
cherry.
cherry.
Oh, okay.
I thought strawberries.
That is why medically also they say you eat cherries, your heart problem is much corrected. The heart blocks are not happening easily. The blood flow becomes easier. Cherry, but I think it's a seasonal fruit. But very important, cherry is very good for enhancing and activating your Anahata chakra. Now we move on to the next chakra. Can you say which is the next chakra?
Manipura.
The Manipura. The Manipura chakra is a very important chakra of nowadays. Why? Because nowadays in the present world, it is more important than all the chakras for us, like our normal people, because many of us have these acidity problems, ulcer problems, digestion problems, all these things. And because we are used to, because of our fast pace of life, we are to go for parties, we are to go for office meetings, we don't have the timely food. There is a disruption of food pattern. We have junk food. There is no other go. We have to take junk food sometimes because we move to different places. Travel is there. Every time Tair Shadam Kadakya, the Namakella, Dugdana Anta place lo Dorkadu Manaki. So it is always required to maintain the acidity balance. Acid reflux has to be properly maintained. Otherwise, the Manipura reacts in a very bad way. And yesterday, as I had mentioned very clearly, I think you can recollect that the stomach being comfortable, we are very comfortable and confident the whole day. That is a normal human way. And that is the Manipura chakra. And that has to be regulated. And for this, what is the fruit and what is the richest fruit? The stomach lining, the mucus lining, which prevents the ulcers. For that, vitamin A is very important. And vitamin A fruit, which is the Raja of fruits, the three Mukkani, the three main fruits, flower fruit. That is the mango, the Raja, Banganapalli, all whatever types of mangoes you have, I don't know the names. Mango is the Raja, and that is the fruit of Manipura. That is why Amra Phalam, in Sanskrit, it is known as Amra. Mango is known as Amra Phalam. Amra Phalam is very important in our religious texts also. Everywhere it is mentioned. Avadi Pandu Ibbandi Andarki ani. That is very, very powerful. Right? Maambalathukkaga Shivanoda family Shuttithu. You would have heard in the story also. With one mango, Ganpati and Subramania were going round. So mango is very important to enhance the Manipura chakra, which is having a lot of vitamin A. Why not papaya? Here there may be a question. Why not papaya? Papaya is more of heat producing, which increases the acid reflux of the stomach. And that is why limited use of it is good for your Manipura, but not more use of that. Whereas mangoes, the heat is lesser than papaya, where you can eat it more. That is the reason, right? Now, can you say which is the next chakra?
Swadhisthana.
Swadhisthana. Swadhisthana is the creative energy, the creative chakra, and the creation for the progeny and the sex organs and all the desires related to that. Any kama is related to that. So for Swadhisthana chakra, what is the thing which is the fruit? Can you guess? I am just giving you a medical representation. Can you guess what is the shape of the ovary? Because many of you would have done a scan. Many ladies do a scan because nowadays there are a lot of problems. You go for an ultrasound, you see an ovary, and in books also you would have seen ovaries and the testicles of a man, both these things, the shape of that. What fruits have this shape? Because God has created each fruit and vegetable suiting to that chakra and that organ, which it gets corrected. That is what was done by the Creator, which we have lost nowadays in thinking. Can you guess? This is where I give you a clue. Sandhya ji mentioned that fruit instead of for the heart, she mentioned it there.
Strawberry?
Strawberry. Strawberry is the fruit which is linked to the ovaries. The ovary is exactly like a strawberry, where you have a lot of cystic things inside. The strawberry has a lot of points you would have seen when you cut it open. You can see a lot of chinna kutu points. You can see that red spots, right? That is the ovary. And figs. Figs are like exactly the ripened figs, not the dried ones. The ripened figs are exactly like the men's testicles. And also there is another fruit. So this the chakra, this particular chakra which we mentioned, that is the Swadhisthana, gets enhanced with strawberries, figs, and also there is one more thing where you have to have kamam, where you have to have desire. It need not be just sexual desire, any desire, ambition. And for that, what you require a passion and dedication to do something. To do a work, you require a passion. So passion fruit. And again, here, if you see a passion fruit, you open it up, it is exactly like an ovary or a testicle. I'm sorry to say this, scientifically I'm explaining. Don't think I am going vulgar. Okay. Now, so here I have to mention one point which is very important. We have these three fruits. So how do we balance it? Because there may be a question, because this is a very sensitive, tabooed chakra for many of us, because we feel even in our society now that the sexual desires and other things are wrong and all the other things are right. But there is a generation and there is a lot of things in the Grihastha which is requiring that, but to a restricted, limited way, where it has to be also in a punidamana way, that is a pure way rather than a going vulgar, right? So what do we do here? So here comes the question, how to correct and enhance, where we use more of strawberries rather than figs and passion. Because figs and passion fruits give more of the sexual desire and enhancing rather than the other passions. Other passions and also the sexual organs in the right way to get channelized is to do with strawberries. Why that with strawberries? Again, here there is a scientific basis because strawberries regulate the amount of estrogen levels in a body. The males and females, both of them have a set of little bit of both the hormones in their body. And when the irregularity happens, that is when we many a times tend to say, Ayo, andala pata or pomanadi pombla mari irukkaru. Andala pata or ambla mari. See, that is the difference. Why it happens is because of the hormonal disbalance. Where we go for HRT therapy, hormonal replacement therapy. Anyway, that's a different science. So this is one thing. Now coming to the next chakra, which is the base chakra, which is the strongest, that is the Mooladhara chakra. Can you guess which is the fruit for Mooladhara? Because Mooladhara, I am giving you a clue, is to do with Ganapati, right? So now I have given you a clue, Ganapati, and I am giving you a clue of a mantra also. Gajananam Gajananam Bhuta Ganadi Sevitam Kavitwajam Bhu Balasara Pakshitam. I am giving you a clue. I already openly told. Can you guess what is the fruit? I don't know the name in English for this fruit. It is known as Navel Param. That is a jamun, the black one. What they call, actually, I wanted to ask any one of you because I actually forgot the name in English for that fruit.
Kala jamun.
Kala jamun is Hindi name, Leo.
Nagaparam.
Nagaparam. Nagaparam. Correct. That is the fruit, and in correlation with that, we have another fruit, the black grapes. Both of them are the fruits for the Mooladhara chakra, to enhance the Mooladhara chakra. Mooladhara chakra enhancement is very important because that is the Kundalini energy, the base, where strong decisions are to be made by a person to become more stronger in his decisions. Once the Mooladhara is in the right shape, then only you can reach the Sahasrara. It is an order of reaching from the base to the top, right? Like a hierarchy in a company. Now, I hope everyone has noted down these points. Everyone has noted down these points?
Yes.
Now I come to something more which is interesting. Every day, yesterday I had mentioned, I think everyone remembers that every day our chakras, each chakra, the activity gets different colors of output of aura because of its churning or the activation and the working of it in different ways due to our emotions, due to our mood swings and everything. And it happens with everyone, each and every being, including the enlightened, the normal, the middle normal, everyone. So that is where we try to unbind and every time activate the chakras to balance it and come out with the right output of colors. So yesterday when we had mentioned about each chakra and the color corresponding to it in a normal human being, in the normal way, I hope everyone had noted down that, right? The root, I repeat it again, once again in a fast way. The root chakra to do with red colors, right? Have you taken that page out from your notebook? The root chakra with the red color, the sacral chakra with orange color. Are you able to see in your notebooks?
Yes, Mama, we have looking at my own notes.
Yes,
Okay. The root chakra with red colors And why I said red colors, when you explain that, because the root chakra, as I had told you, it is to do with your strong decision. A person who is having the Mooladhara root chakra strong will have very clear cut decisions and plans within himself. So when we have to have very clear decisions and plans, which is very much required nowadays in our day-to-day life, we have to actually strengthen our root chakra, which is the Kundalini, which will allow us to flow and reach the head, that is the Sahasrara, to give us clear output of aura and also the results of achievement. So the root chakra has to be enhanced. So accordingly, we have to use the mantra, the mudra, and the fruit and other practices, which we will again do tomorrow with the other tips also practices, which will be helpful. Okay, now coming to the slide which shows all this chakra and the colors which we already mentioned, and the output of whatever the qualities are, is what is the next slide. Anyway, before that, even the colors, it will show the colors, different colors. What are the different colors of aura? The basic 7 chakras colors I had already told. So now that's why I'm just describing in a little bit depth, and later you can get the course material with the slide where you have all this in detail. The root chakra, the red chakra, with all the desires and the strong decisions, and that is the Mooladhara chakra. The orange color of the sacral chakra, which creates the creative energy, flowing creative energy in you to have the progeny and the desires. Okay. Then coming to the solar plexus, that is the Manipura chakra, which is actually the stomach, which is, when it gets comfortable, you become more confident. So it indicates confidence and empowerment. Confidence and empowerment. I am giving you simple one word in this, so that in the slide it describes a little more of these qualities in a nice sentence form. That is only difference. The basic nutshell is this. That is, confidence and empowerment is to do with sacral solar plexus chakra, right? Flowing creative energy is to do with your sacral chakra. Mooladhara chakra is to do with your strong decisions. Now coming to the heart chakra. Heart chakra, as I had mentioned yesterday, Anahatabja had 2 colors because of the 2 bloods, venous and arterial blood. That is pure and impure blood. So we have green and pink. Green and pink for the heart chakra, which indicates all the desires and the emotion. Emotional chakra. That is the emotional chakra, because heart has all the emotions. Heart has all the desires. So desires and emotions, right? Then coming to the, can I go ahead? Have you written already? Yes. Then coming to the next chakra, that is the Vishuddhi chakra, which is the throat chakra, where we have the blue colors, which indicate the powerful mind. The powerful mind and getting a strong mind is what is the throat chakra. And communications. Powerful mind, when it comes out, then it comes out and output as communications, right? You communicate. That is the powerful mind. Your ideas come out. So this is the throat chakra. Then comes to the third eye chakra, the Ajna chakra. Ajna chakra, as I had mentioned, is to do with purple colors. Ajna chakra is the chakra where you give Ajna. You give Ajna, that is the order to you. You give an order, you create an order, you create a system, you create and establish your order on others also. You attract. These all qualities come into the third eye chakra. Right? Now comes to the white, that is the Sahasrara, pure white chakra, the enlightened people like Buddha, which we saw yesterday in the slide. Buddha, white, the enlightened, the topmost Navayana yoga, where you think of others. You don't, it is not just thinking of yourself, you think larger than yourself. That means you become a world leader. That means you become a society leader. That means you are able to influence people in the proper way, to channelize them to a proper goal. You are able to set a system in totality. That is where the enlightened people enter into. That is where all the great scenes enter into. That is where we have the Sahasrara, which is the white color. Now, here I go to a little more detail, which you will see in the slide. That is, we have other colors, as I had told you, when in each day we keep on oscillating between our chakras, which happens automatically with our mood swings for everyone. We come out emitting lot of other colors of the aura because of the imbalance in our chakras and the balances in our chakra. That is how it happens. So what are the other colors which usually come out? Now I am coming to list that. Please note down that. Of course, you will get it in the slide. The white has a variation of silver and gold. The white has a variation of silver and gold. Okay, that means it is associated with white. When white gets more purified, you further enlighten and you reach. When the Sahasrara gets more further enlarged, you reach out to the Brahmarandra. That is where you have the colors of silver and gold, Brahmarandra chakra. When it reaches the Brahmarandra and when the gold color emits out of it, that is when you see many saints who have even in a picture it is depicted, they have a yellow halo. You call it not as an aura at that point, you call it as a halo because it surrounds the entire body and all the other chakras, where all the other colors of the chakras are engulfed and you don't see any other color, only you see one color in that person. You see only one color in that person because he is highly enlightened. Whereas all of us will be having multi-colors in the body. The head will show a color, the shoulder will show a color, each place of your body will show different colors. But when it goes to the enlightenment to the highest, like Buddha had from white, then you go further enlightened any soul, it goes to the Kapala, that is the silver, and then reaching gold when it reaches the Brahmarandra, where it comes out as a halo, H-A-L-O, halo, which is a full golden color around you. You don't see any other color. You would have seen in many saints' pictures, you know, when they give the picture. Anyway, now coming to the next variation. The same we go to the opposite. When your aura is broken in many places of your body, when the aura is broken due to your tiredness, due to your whatever problems, maybe, for example, in the slides you will get it in the detail, which why I am not explaining now is tomorrow anyway, I'll explain it once again in detail because today there are more details into it. Tomorrow when I explain, I'll explain the slide also where it shows that when you have, for example, pineal gland is the third eye, which is in between your eyes. And that is where you have all the sinuses in your body, the sinus cavities, the nose, the eye. So people who suffer with sinusitis and all, they have this pineal gland disbalance. When the pineal gland disbalance happens, the aura there, you become tired. So here the aura around your eyes, your head gets broken and you will see black colors coming out as aura. Black colors in your body indicate that your chakras are broken, the energy is broken, the aura is broken, your chakra is not functioning properly. There is a disbalance. And that is where you tend to have fatigue. You tend to have tiredness of the body. That is the black aura. Okay, this is one color. Then you have a gray aura, which is a lighter version of black. Why this gray aura comes out? Gray aura comes out when you are uncertain of certain things, when you are very uncertain of things, when you are skeptical of things. And this happens mainly when your Manipura chakra gets disrupted. When your stomach is not in the right shape, to put it in simple words, you get this gray aura because you feel very uncertain about yourself because you are not comfortable in yourself. So you cannot go and sit in a conference. You cannot sit in a meeting properly. This happens because of gray aura. In the sense, gray aura is emitted out because of this lack of the Manipura chakra functioning. Now we come to the other color variation which comes out, that is an indigo aura, indigo blue, indigo aura. Indigo, where you can also put it in a different way as turquoise blue also, or blue lapis, the gemstone which is blue lapis, which is very beautiful. Many people would have seen that stone, which is a semi-precious gem, which is very beautiful, blue lapis. Blue lapis, turquoise blue and indigo blue, almost the same shades, where it indicates a very wise personality and it's a very old, matured soul. a very wise personality with a very old soul. That means all the chakras, what is the meaning of a very old soul and a wise person? They are very calm, they are very composed, they are very matured, they don't get triggered, and they behave in a very normal way. Why that happens? When your chakras are all in the same equilibrated position, from the Mooladhara to the Sahasrara, the same amount of energy is in each chakra without any variation with one chakra to the other chakra. That is when it indicates a indigo output of aura, right? This is one variation which I wanted to mention to you. Then coming to the next variation, which is a violet color. Violet, which is very strong color, which everyone knows. Violet colors emits out when your Vishuddhi becomes very strong, when your Vishuddhi is superseding the other chakras. See, now you can guess from this what I am mentioning. There are different chakras, you know already. The chakras, when harnessed with different levels, emit out different colors. So if you emit out one particular color and your body, as I had mentioned, will have different colors as a layman. So what happens? One particular chakra, when you enhance, that color will supersede the other and will show off more in your body, and your qualities and your way of expression and everything will change accordingly. That is why we have to, that is why today also when we did the session, what did we do in the practice in the beginning? We unwinded our chakras with from the Mooladhara to the Sahasrara. Each chakra we did the mantra from the base to the top. And then we unwind it so that, you know, all the chakras are unwinded at the same time, step by step, and everything starts activated slowly and steadily without one getting activated, the other getting stopped. If that happens, then this disruption comes. Got it? Because as a human being, we have to all have all the qualities composed in the right way rather than one quality depicting out and the others getting suppressed. That is the reason we are doing this unwinding. So why I am bringing in this point specifically is, now we recognize why we should do every day this warm up in the beginning before practicing all the other harnessing. Because when the warm up is done, all the chakras are at the same time activated in an equilibrated way. That is very important. Then only we achieve the qualities of all the chakras equated in the same balance in when we present or talk or when we go or when we communicate with anybody. We have a common, in the sense we have a equilibrated way of doing it rather than getting aggressive, agitated, tense, or overconfident or less confident. There should not be any disruption. It should be a balanced performance. That is how it has to be done. For that, we have to, in a layman's language, we have to equilibrate this in a synchronous way, in a synchrony. That is why we do it step by step rather than just doing one chakra. Right? Now coming to the next color variation, this violet which I mentioned, the Vishuddhi, here it is, when it comes out emitting violet, that means it indicates that your spiritual awareness and your psychic powers, your intuitive gut feeling is more strong. Such personalities are very strong in their psychic, intuitive, gut feeling, sixth sense or whatever you call it, and spiritual awareness also. Right? These are the different bands. These are the different colors of your aura output when you have a balance and imbalance. Balance, when you have, that is the normal colors of 7 chakras, which I mentioned. When you have enhancement, these colors start varying. When you have an equilibrated enhancement, then you tend to have an overall color of your body in one color rather than different colors of auras for different organs. Got it? That is how you metabolize the... Yes?
Shukmar sir, I have a question.
Yes, yes.
So we have all these different aura colors, right? So identification of aura color, like what aura color do you have surrounded
Yes.
by you at any given point of time? Because I know it varies depending on your moods and
It is really a very beautiful, important question which you asked me, because I was next coming to tell you that only, because that is the session we are going to have, a practical session tomorrow, where each one of us Yesterday, I think Mrs. Santosh had asked me this question in a different way. So this is what we are going to do tomorrow with identification of each one's aura and how to practice it, start practicing it. Then only we'll be able to correct and do all these things and get a synchronous aura for ourselves. Otherwise, there is no point. So that is the next step which we are going to do the methodology tomorrow. Before that, that's why I wanted to give all these basic things to give you the tips to start, make a start.
Okay. I have one other question, Shukma sir.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
when you sit to meditate, right? When you focus your energy in
The third
between
eye.
your eyebrows. So you sometimes, not all the time, you get these colors, right? Like the different
Yes,
colors that
yes.
you mentioned, like purple, green, orange, yellow, different colors. So that do the colors that appear while meditating, um, whatever you explained now, is that the same? Like is it the same like this? If I get violet, purple, so is it like Sahasrara is kind of getting activated, or um,
Each chakra, yes, you are right. Each chakra, because when it comes to your violet, then your spiritual energy, your sahasrara gets activated. Like this, each chakra, like the throat chakra. So you get it here in the third eye when you are meditating. Because when you are meditating, what happens is you use more of your third eye, and that is where each chakra's energy come and focus, and you are able to see that. So that is the methodology of that, how to identify each one's aura and how to start make a beginning of that. That is what tomorrow we are going to into the practical session.
okay, thank you,
Right
Shukma.
now, before that, that's why I wanted to explain all the bands of colors and the variations, the balances and imbalances, and the effect of that, which of course in our slide you are going to give them also, which I have already explained now. So which will give them more in-depth analysis when they read the slides also with the notes which we have made today. Now coming to the next thing which we are mentioning. Now when we have mentioned all these colors, now I am coming to say three terms. Everyone please note these three terms in the notebook. One is ring. One is ring. R-I-N-G. Ring. Okay. What is a ring? A ring is a ring of aura which each one of us emits from each chakra. Each chakra emits a ring of aura. Ring is a small thing, right? Ring is a small beam. It's a small beam, a ring, a shape of a ring, you can imagine. That is the amount of aura which comes out of a chakra for a normal human being, right? When you start enhancing that ring of aura for a normal human being, in the sense when you enhance, when you replenish, when you harness the chakras to balance it further and improvise on the energies of you, the energy field is what we said is aura. So then the energy field has to increase. So how do you increase? From the ring, when you increase it with whatever methods, the mantras which we said, the mudras we said for the beginning, when the fruits we said for the beginning, all the other tips which we are going to give tomorrow. When you do all those things, this ring becomes a band. The ring becomes a band, B-A-N-D, band. Band is a bigger version. You reach a more larger circumference when it comes to a band. So it comes to a band in each portion of your chakra in your body. When you further increase and improvise with further tips of practices to do that band, then it reaches into a hollow, halo, H-A, hello, halo, halo. Halo becomes the entire coverage of your body. This is the energy field which comes to big scenes. But now here, further we go. So the first we have a ring, then we have a band, then we have a halo. Now what is the next level, which is the highest level where the saints and different peoples reach? And from different levels, how you reach? Even when you reach a halo, the halo need not necessarily be much higher. It may be only covering, maybe I am giving you a scientific expression of that, which we will identify from tomorrow when the practices. Maybe a half an inch of halo in you, or a half an inch of a ring in you. That means you are emitting only to that circumference above your body, right? Above your body is the aura field, which emits out as the color. The chakra is inside, as you have already seen, both the chakras, Parakosha and Sukshma, are inside, and they harness and emit out the energy in your outside the body as the colors, which is the aura. Outside the body, to how much extent you it emits, That is, that emanations to what energy field it emits. That is what is termed as the energy field and the ring band halo. But the halo also need not be much in a normal human being. It may be half an inch, maybe 1 inch. So it depends on your increasing. When the great saints have increased and enhanced due to regular practice of meditation or whatever, here I would like to give an example of one of the saints who is right now physically there in this world, the physical body, which many countries where she travels and all, the hugging mother, the embracing mother, Mata Amritanandamayi. Many would have heard. I think she has been to America also. I'm not sure. She has been to America also. I think so. Other countries I know she has traveled a lot. So what happens is, people have seen, people who know the aura analysis and things, people have seen her halo. Her halo is traveling the circumference to a range of 12.5 kilometers. 12.5 kilometers beyond her body. That is why people around to such distances get attracted to her. They get comforted. And that is the power of the Anahatabja chakra yesterday, which we saw, which she was using, the only Anahatabja chakra, the heart to pull all these people. The energy of the heart percolating to 12.5 kilometers. The aura output is 12.5 kilometers. Likewise, we had Swami, that is Satyasai, who was in the physical body there and who is still there in the oral body, in the astral world, and in with us every day in any form. And his energy zone, the halo, was, they have analyzed, they say that it was up to 42 kilometers. Can you imagine this? 42 kilometers. That means it is no wonder that everyone can definitely harness and reach out. Of course, why I said yesterday, of course, if not to that level. Why? Because we are, since we are all involved in a lot of mundane activities, we are in the Laukika, so we require to concentrate on a lot of things. So at least we can improve, if not to 12 kilometers, we can improve it at least to 10 inches or whatever, so that our protection is done and our this thing is corrected, and we become more blissful and we become more achieving. And I want each one of us to improve that, because now it has become my family, each one of you, and I want you to improve in this and achieve, and we celebrate when I come there and see all of you in person, and we celebrate with all the goodness, right? So we will do the practices tomorrow with small tips further, which will improve. Now, the next main important thing which I wanted to tell you is, when you have written this notes, after you finish this classes, this particular workshop, what I would advise you to do is take a particular 2-3 pages of your notebook and then just jot down as a tabular form, just like I'm giving you an example, so that it gives you a simple tabulated form of how to assimilate it. Just like, for example, Mooladhara, put an arrow equal to root chakra, put an arrow equal to red, put an arrow, right? This strong decisions, put an arrow that it is fruit, what fruit, put an arrow, what mantra, put an arrow, what is a deity, and put an arrow, how to harness it. This is the tabulated form of all the chakras. Then you get a correct way how to achieve and enhance your aura to a little bit of 10 inches or 12 inches or maybe even 1 kilometer, which you can do, which you can definitely do. I am sure each one of you has the energies. And in fact, you would have guessed when we were doing this class itself, each one of you, when I was seeing the face, when each one came in the screen, I could see each one's aura, which I was also analyzing side by side because of my so-called crazy intuitive mind. I was analyzing that also, which will be useful for us tomorrow to analyze further. So now we come to questions of anything which anyone had, any doubts?
I have a question. The
Yes,
last one color you said, right? The intuitive, where they have spiritual awareness, intuitive. What
Yes.
color aura was that?
அது வந்து color வந்து violet color.
Oh, violet. Oh, so we should
And
be
that was to,
strong
and
and
that was to, And that was to do with this thing,
Where the
Vishuddhi.
is
That
strong.
was to do with Vishuddhi chakra, enhancement of the Vishuddhi chakra. And if you remember and recollect, because that's why the tabular form I said, Vishuddhi
Yeah,
chakra,
it was two different. So now I know it's the same.
and that is linked to the, when you tabulate it, you have to put an arrow and put Vivekananda. Yesterday we saw Vishuddhi was
Yeah.
used by Vivekananda.
Okay. Okay, and the last one, Sonilana, halo further. If you practice halo further, so it just increases. There's no other.
The energy field increases. And the halo vandurutna, what happens once the halo comes, then all the other colors get engulfed in it. You have only one pure color in your body, whichever color it is. The whole body is covered with one color, and the energy zone is balanced. And you are increasing further after that. When you practice, you increase the energy zone. So from 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, it increases. And you will feel, when tomorrow we are when we are analyzing, we'll explain also how to feel the aura, how to sense the aura, how to find the colors of the aura for each one of us, and how to find the colors of aura for each place. In fact, aura is not only for living things, aura is also for non-living things, which is a beautiful concept, which I'll come back tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'll give
I
you
had
a
a
clue
question.
there. That is where you have something called, of many people would have heard, angel healing. Angel healing has, where they explain about the non-living things also having aura. Just like the rocks, the doors of your house, the journal of your house, everything, the vehicle. For example, I'll give you, before finishing, just 2 minutes, I take your time. Don't mistake me, because I think everyone is busy now. It's already time, but just give me 2 minutes to explain. Because there is an interesting thing where I have to explain this in a little way, the non-living things and the aura. Why? Because I had an experience, I'll tell you. There was a car in my client's house in Sharjah, where they had, in the North Indian family, they had a car. The husband purchased a car, a second-hand car. And the second-hand car, the lady was not at all happy, because every time the car you start, it has problems. Then you go somewhere, you hit it somewhere, every time problems. And then she wanted me to see what is wrong and things, you know. So when I went there one time, I saw the car and I could see a person sitting in the car. You know, there was no one actually. There was a person sitting in this chair, what they call that driving, because car oda enakku seriya and parts ellam kuda theriyadhu, and சுத்துவோமே அந்த இடத்துல, அந்த டிரைவ் பண்ணறதுக்கு அந்த இடத்துல உட்கார்ந்திருக்கான், long tall fellow. And I was really wondering, and I was thinking, how is it possible? It was an aura of the person who was using it previously. I could see that. And the aura of the person previously used the Kudama, why that aura came, I could make out, because the vehicle, later they found out, had an accident where it killed a person with that person who was the owner of that vehicle earlier. He has killed a person purposefully with that car and the urla, unfortunately, and he has escaped the crime. That's a different thing. Appo and the car ivan vittirukkan. Without, and the energy is still, his energy is still bounding that car, and that had to be removed. The aura had to be cleansed. That is where we come to the cleansing of aura, the angel healing. And that car, though it's a non-living thing, it, as according to the science which we say, is actually a living thing, because it had the aura in it. That means aura percolates everywhere. That is why we call it universal energies. We don't say human energy. We say it as universal energy, right? This is a small example. Tomorrow we'll come with interesting examples with the practicality of analysis also. Anyone else?
Shivakumar garu, I had a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the significance of the number of times we chant the mantras? Because today when I was chanting,
Yes, I wanted
when
to know that.
when I was focusing on the chakras, I would forget the number of times I would chant. Then sometimes it would be like more or less.
I am so happy. Why I am saying this is because I really wanted someone to ask this, because I was expecting this question yesterday itself from someone when they started this warm-up. Because warm-up kapram, what was the reactions in the body and what was the feeling that I wanted to know. Though it was the beginning, I wanted to know from each one, but then yesterday I think the time constraint prevented us, and we went into a lot of topics, so we couldn't concentrate on this. I actually wanted to say this. And the number, why the number you forget is because now you analyze, see, you are, that means you are in the right mode. Why you are in the right mode? Because you are concentrating on the mantra, you are concentrating on the energy inside rather than the number. This is the secret technique of it, because you are supposed to forget the number. The number is only a say. The number is only a say. Actually, there is no number exactly. The number is said. Why then the number is mentioned? The number there is actually, there is a significance also. The number there is actually the nerve plexus number in your body for that particular chakra, scientifically. The Ashtakshara, that is the Manipura chakra, has actually 8 nerve plexus in your behind the vertebra, which it is attached to. Actually, it is not the mantra number, it is actually the nerve plexus number. But then you are supposed to forget it if you are really concentrating inside. So you are in the right way. That means your warm up, your chakra has started activating. I am so happy. I think everyone would have started this. Mali Chepandi, anyone else?
So Shivkumar Garu, so
Yes.
what you said, this is Preeti. So you said we're gonna analyze more on what a person's aura would be tomorrow, right? So,
Yes.
I mean, like, because we are normal human beings, I don't see any
Yes.
aura, coming out of me, or I don't see any aura coming out of other people as well, right? So we're gonna analyze that tomorrow.
Yes, because aura is something which comes out of every one of us, and it is not that only some people or some divine soul or something like that is only able to analyze. No, aura can be seen by you, aura can be seen by me, aura can be seen by your daughter, anyone, any Hikandari can see that. Only it requires a little bit of practice. It is a scientific method, but we put it in a spiritual way, because anything scientific definitely is spiritual also, if you take it in the true sense, because that is why we have the terms physics and metaphysics. Both has physics, but it is metaphysics. That's the only difference. We will be able to analyze. Preeti ji, you will also be able to see your aura yourself. Only thing is, it requires a little bit of practice for a few days, when you will start seeing it openly.
So
And
I
that
have
is
one
what
more
we-
question.
And that is what we are going to analyze and tell you in detail from tomorrow. In the
Okay.
next levels of the classes also, that is what is going to happen with the third eye activation and other things, which of course later on, if Radhika ji arranges the meetings, we can do that.
So I have one more question. So you said Mata Amritanandamai has 12
Yes.
kilometers of aura, and then Satya Sai has 42 kilometers.
Yes.
So
It has been documented.
So who has seen that aura, and then like who has measured it? Like
Actually, this is a very important question. Actually, it has been documented in the books there, in the matams and this thing, and it has been documented by scientists and American scientists. That is the funniest thing to say. American scientists have documented it. And when I'm mentioning this tomorrow, I don't know whether you have a time right now. I'll just mention soon, because I will tell you something very interesting regarding when you asked me this question. You know, there was it's not there was. I have my wife's own sister's sister-in-law who was here downstairs. Now she's in a, this old age home or whatever they call, they have put her there. Actually, she's a girl who is a person who is scientist, American doctors, almost 12 to 15 doctors from various hospitals have analyzed her, and they have termed and given a certificate also saying that she is beyond human level, she is paranormal, and she is totally different because she can see everything even beyond a wall. Can you believe that? I have seen it live in my house here downstairs. And now, and everyone is fearing her, but then, you know, our society is like that. When it goes to that level, they think she's some Buddham or something like that. That is what has happened actually. But I could analyze this, but I didn't say anybody to anybody, because then people will think that I am just, you know, supporting her. But Then later they send her to the old age home and now she's there. She could see beyond the wall. If somebody is coming, she can see the person beyond the wall. That much of an aura analysis she could do due to her previous births. It's not because of practice. She had the chakras already tuned because of her previous births, because she was not a human being in the previous birth. That, of course, through regression sciences, I could tell that's a different thing. Anyway, this Satyasai and Amritanandamayi, this thing has been documented, and various things has been documented in the Matham and books, and it has come out scientifically, and it has been analyzed by American scientists.
So there is
With a
aura meter, right?
With a spectrometer, they have analyzed it.
So there is the spectrometer is the device to measure the aura.
Aura, yes, 100%. It is one of the instruments.
So,
Even our, yes.
yeah, so Shivakumar garu, so suppose we forget the chanting, the number of chantings. So is it going to be any difficulty, make you any difficulty, or if it is you forget, or do you need to do exactly the number of times you're supposed to do?
No, there is no difficulty. The number of times, as I had mentioned, exactly is a nerve plexus number. And even if you forget the number of times, there is no problem, but repeat that mantra, because when you repeat that mantra, actually you are going inside and the energy chakra is harnessed. The number of times is only a methodology, and it is only for the indicating exactly the nerve plexus. Just for that remembrance, it was told.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Today morning after I practiced, Katala, first thing I did this chakra thing, and I felt the heat from bottom of my toe to head, top of my head, like is it normal? Like
that is normal. Why that happens is because you can easily guess. It is because your Mooladhara, the Kundalini energy embedded in that, is getting raised. You are harnessing it, you are channelizing it. So what happens is it percolates through your body, and your body, see, each metabolism of the body is different because of your food habits and whatever it is. Your body is more of an acid reflex body, and that is why it is rising faster in your body. And that is why you can guess, I can tell you now, that is why your body being acid reflex body, this heat is developing, and many a times that is why in your body you will have body pains, your leg, hands, and all these things, your joints and all, because you are an acid reflex body. And for such a body, but one thing which is positive is your energy flow is faster. Your energy flow is faster, so it reaches the Sahasrara easier, and that is why that heat happens. And you are supposed to immediately drink a glass of cool water to balance it, to balance the chakra.
okay.
Tell me, Madan. Anyone else? I think tomorrow before we come, of course, tomorrow when we come, we can again do a recap of that and the remaining things. And also first we start with the warm-up, so that because today it's already night for you there, you cannot do it after this. You've already done it once when the practice session today we had. So tomorrow we'll begin with that, and we'll continue with the interesting facts of how to identify and all those tips and all. And how to cleanse also, Cleansing is also very important. Okay, and here you would have all noticed also the angel healing, which I mentioned indirectly, and also the Reiki and pranic healing and different types of healings also, because these are all interconnected science, right? Thank you once again for everyone to have really attended and imbibed, because I was very happy that everyone remembered the mudras and were very clear with that. That means you are already, your chakras are all in the right way, only little more balance has to be done, and you will really achieve a lot of things by the Almighty's grace. I am really sure about it, because I could see that. And many of you, I could see, are having green aura, that I could see very clearly. That means many of you are having the Anahatabja more stronger than other chakras. which is what I could guess in the 3 days, which I could see all of you in the screen. Though not individually, some of you came individually, so I could see that green aura more. Anyway, thank you, Radhika ji, and thank you one and
Thank
all.
you.
sir.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, ma, namaskaram.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow with all interesting facts.
Thank you. Thank you, Shiv Kumar Garu.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, Priti garu. Thank you. Namaskaram.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, ma. Namaskaram. Naliki paakalam. In detail.
Naliki paakalam.
Shivkumar sir.
Namaskaram.